Well, good evening, everyone. This is Mike Bass back again with another forecast update for 15/2025. I'm hoping everybody had a great Saturday out there so far. Everybody had a great Saturday evening. Hope everybody continues to stay safe and well, and also enjoy the weather, because the only weather you got. Okay, in tonight's video, we're going to be taking a look at this little system right here across the Ohio Valley, all the way down into the Mississippi River Valley, and points into Alabama and Georgia. All of this activity will continue to push to the east. And we have a major severe weather outbreak, which I predicted since last Saturday. We would have a severe weather outbreak for the Plain States, to the Ohio and Tennessee River Valley, and also the East Coast coming up. I mentioned that last Saturday night's video. That was a week ago tonight, and continued through. I even showed the European model, showed you what was going to come through during that time frame. And pretty much everything come right into fruition for that severe weather outbreak here in the United States. Alrighty, as you can see it's got a lot of deep moisture down here across portion of Mississippi and Alabama, starting to move into Georgia. You can see some of the higher cloud tops. That's producing a lot of damaging winds, even tornadoes. We even got tornado warnings up into portion of Tennessee as well. We'll get that in the current watches warning advisory map when we get to it. And also we're going to show you the storm reports that came in this afternoon, and also take a look at tomorrow's outlook, and then we're going to take a look at the weather radar at the end of this forecast video. So stick around to the entire video. Make sure you subscribe if you have not, and let's continue getting the show on the road here, folks, and let's dive on into the weather forecast here. Alright, you can see here is that system here. You guys see a low pressure system over Missouri, stretching up, moving to the northeast. All that activity, like I said, from Mississippi to Alabama and the Tennessee and Kentucky region up toward Ohio. You got another system up here moving into the northeast from portions of Maine region as well. You got a little activity in the Atlantic Ocean, also across South America. You can see another plume of moisture moving into the Pacific Northwest. I showed you that in last night's video. You can see it moving in over here in the northwestern U.S. You can see more scattered activity over the eastern Pacific, and also some around the Hawaiian chain island, just right off the screen there. Alright, let's take a look at your forecast now. As you can see here, this is for your Sunday. You can see we got some showers up here around Maine to Rhode Island, over towards portions of New Hampshire. And then we got thunderstorms and showers up here around Ottawa, Canada, and Toronto, Canada region, to New York State, to Pennsylvania, to Ohio, to Tennessee, to portion of Alabama, much of Georgia, the Carolinas, down into Florida, Atlantic coastal waters, also down into the Gulf, and also some severe weather from areas of Florida all the way up to D.C. Alright, we got some mixed precipitation in portions of Illinois to Indiana to Michigan, northern Michigan, around Lake Harry and Lake Superior region. Then again, more mixed precipitation from North Dakota through Montana, through Washington, Oregon State, to California, Nevada, Idaho, and portion of Wyoming and Utah. Even got some freezing rain up here in portion of North Dakota and Montana. Even got a little pocket of snow down here in portion of Colorado. Some pockets of heavier snow also expected in areas of Wyoming, Idaho, Montana, Washington, Oregon State, northern California, the mountains of California. Shower activity along central California and the California coast, stretching up to Washington and Oregon States region along coastal areas, and also some in the eastern Pacific. Alrighty, otherwise expect dry high pressure to remain in charge of your local forecast area for your Sunday. Here's your Monday outlook. We got some mixed precipitation, freezing rain up here around Maine, stretching into northern New Hampshire. Then we got shower from Vermont to New Hampshire, southern New Hampshire to Rhode Island to New Jersey, all the way to Virginia, eastern South Carolina, North Carolina. Thunderstorms and shower along the coastal areas of the Outer Banks region, around the Wilmington area towards the Morehead City area of North Carolina as well. Thunderstorms and showers over here in California, also along coastal areas stretching up to Washington, Oregon State. Mixed precipitation from Washington, Oregon, California, Nevada region to Utah, to Colorado, to Wyoming, over to Montana, also into northern Michigan around Lake Harry and Lake Superior, and also a portion of Wisconsin region as well. Pockets of freezing rain over North and South Dakota, also some heavy snow over portions of Wyoming into Montana, and also along the coastal areas there, also in the mountains of California. You've got some thunderstorms and showers for central and south Florida, also down toward the Florida Keys and the northwestern Bahamas and the Atlantic coastal waters. Otherwise, Expect dry high pressure to remain in charge of your local forecast area for your Monday. Alright, let's move on to the current watches warning advisory map of your location across the nation. Okay, as you can see, we got some flood advisories, flood watches in effect for portions up here in portions of Vermont and the New York State. Also got some flood advisories now in portions of Kentucky, southern Indiana, portions of Tennessee, and also into areas of Mississippi. Got flood watches there warning as well, and also some flood warnings, flash flood warnings that is, for Mississippi, up in the portions of Mississippi and Tennessee. The red ones here, the little red dots here, are the tornado warnings for eastern Tennessee, down in the portion of southeastern Mississippi. Tornado watches in the yellow from southern Mississippi to eastern Tennessee. Then we got thunderstorm. Also got some severe thunderstorm warnings up here in portions of northern Alabama and southern Tennessee. And then we got wind advisory from portions of New York State to Michigan to Ohio, all the way down to North Carolina, South Carolina. Late wind advisories for central South Carolina, eastern Georgia. For the remainder of Georgia, late wind advisory for you guys as well, and also the Florida Panhandle, Alabama, Mississippi, portion of Louisiana, even up in the portions of Montana and also portions of North Dakota, and a little bit of wind advisories in portion of Oregon, Washington State, Idaho, Nevada, and California regions as well. Alright, we got also some wind advisories down here in portion of West Texas, southeastern areas of New Mexico. Red flag warning for central and south Texas, stretching in Oklahoma, Kansas, Nebraska, and portions of Colorado. Fire weather watches, special weather statements also in effect for South Dakota to Nebraska, Kansas, Missouri, Oklahoma, Texas, also in New Mexico. High wind watches and warnings also in effect for you guys here in the following states. This is for Wyoming, Montana, also Oregon State, Idaho, and portion of California, and also Nevada. Also, we have winter weather advisory, winter storm warnings also for the following states. This includes Montana, Idaho, Utah, California, Oregon, and Washington State. Alrighty, and we got some small craft advisory, gale warning from Maine to the Florida Keys, then from the Florida Keys all the way back west to southeast Texas along the coastal areas. Then again from Southern California all the way to Washington State. Also around the Hawaiian Chain Island looks good. So a little bit of wind advisories on the south. Small craft advisory, freezer spray warnings around the Alaska region. Alright, let's move on to the Storm Prediction Center overview. We're going to step through these little steps here real quick. You can see the highlighted right here. Major severe weather outbreak forecast today and or tonight. Tornado outbreak is ongoing across the central Gulf Coast states. Numerous significant tornadoes, some of which may be long track and potentially violent, should continue into this evening. The severe risk should spread across eastern Mississippi and Alabama and to Alabama through the remainder of the afternoon and into the evening, and reach the western tips of Florida, Panhandle, and Georgia tonight. Alright, for more information you can click that public severe weather outlook page there, and also we have a critical fire weather to discuss as well. Alright, you can see in this map here below, you can see there is the precipitation, what I showed on satellite, stretching from Michigan all the way down to Louisiana. There goes that line of severe thunderstorm. There's the tornado watches in effect there as well. There's that scattered activity out west. Alright, the convective outlook, you can see we had at high risk, just as the Storm Prediction Center predicted last night, from Mississippi and Alabama. Moderate risk from Tennessee down to the Florida Panhandle, Mississippi as well, and the marginal risk goes all the way up to portions of Michigan and over in the portions of South Carolina. You can see the slight risk and enhanced risk as well. Alright, here's a look at the current watches in effect. You can see across Tennessee, Mississippi, northwestern Georgia, also southern Mississippi, much of Alabama, and southeastern Louisiana. Alright, the MDS discussion. You can see there's talking about the current watches in effect for that region. Storm reports come in so far this afternoon. We had 16 tornado reports, pretty much just over Mississippi and Alabama at the current time, but you'll probably see more be added later on tonight and again on your Sunday. We had wind reports. We had 52 of them, and 0 was really high. That stretched from portion of Michigan to portion of Indiana, Ohio border, to Illinois, to Tennessee, to Alabama, Mississippi, and Louisiana region. Hail reports, we had 18, and 2 of them were large. And that went from Arkansas to North Louisiana, Southeast Louisiana, Mississippi, portion of Tennessee, Northwest Alabama, Southwestern Tennessee, and we had 1 reported in portions of Ohio. Fire weather. Here's the current fire weather for this afternoon. You can see over central and south Texas, and then from Oklahoma into portions of Nebraska and Kansas region. Critical fire conditions are expected in the red across areas of those states. Alrighty, now let's go ahead and head to tomorrow's outlook. We're going to take a look at that. Okay, let us come up here. Should be coming up here. Then we're going to take a look at the weather radar here in just a minute. Okay, here it is. Here you can see the general thunderstorms out around Seattle, Washington, also through Medford and Reddings, California. Then we got Watertown to ports of Scranton as general thunderstorms. Also Fort Myers to Miami to the Florida Keys. Then we got a marginal risk from Tampa to Melbourne to Orlando, and as far north as Buffalo, New York, to Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, Cincinnati, Ohio, and a slight risk stretching from Baltimore, Maryland, Washington D.C. down to Columbia, South Carolina, Jacksonville, Florida, and also Charleston, South Carolina, and the Savannah area as well. The tornado probability looks like this. We have a 5% risk from Tallahassee to Savannah to Charleston to Columbia to Charlotte to Raleigh, Richmond, and Roanoke. 5% risk for tornadoes. 2% from Tampa all the way to Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. And let's take a look at the damaging winds. Damaging winds from Jacksonville all the way north to Washington D.C. and Baltimore, Maryland. 5% from Melbourne to Orlando to Tampa, and as far north as Scranton to Buffalo, New York, and Cleveland, Ohio. Alright, here's a look at the large hail. And we have large hail reports possible from Melbourne to Orlando to Tampa to Jacksonville to Tallahassee to Savannah to Columbia, Charlotte, Charleston, Wilmington, Raleigh, Roanoke, also up to Richmond, and also up to Washington D.C. and just west of Baltimore, Maryland, Wilmington, North Carolina. You're included as well. Alright, let's move on now to the weather radar across the nation. We're going to show you that current line of thunderstorms and showers. We're going to let the radar load up here. Okay, you can see we got some scattered activity out here around Kansas. This is where the center of low pressure is located, a little bit over towards St. Louis, Missouri. Alright, the line stretches over to Indianapolis. There's Cincinnati, Louisville, Kentucky, Nashville, you included, Birmingham, Alabama. You can see over towards west of Pittsburgh, got a little bit of activity. Here comes that line of showers and storm. You can see the discrete cells in this line. These are the ones that's tornadic cells pretty much from just northeast and east of New Orleans, across southern Mississippi, also in the eastern Mississippi, Alabama, and there's those cells you see just west of Knoxville. If anybody over toward Knoxville, Atlanta, you may get in on some tornadic activity as well. And then anybody east of there should be overnight, early tomorrow morning to around midday tomorrow afternoon. The Carolinas should be getting affected by the system. Alright, well, I hope everybody enjoyed the video. Make sure you subscribe if you have not already. Like these videos, share these videos, and we'll catch you back in the next one. So have a wonderful Saturday evening, folks. And take care, and we'll catch you back in the next one. And we're going to show something real quick before I go. Scattered activity over Dallas, Colorado, New Mexico area as well. And let's see if we can get to you guys over, and then we're going to end the video too. I'm going to show you the weather radar over towards the northwestern U.S. as well. So can't forget to leave you guys out as well. So Salt Lake City, got some showers and storms there. Let's see if we can get up to There's some across Northern California. There's some activity around Nevada, also around Portland, also around Oregon, and up through Washington State, Idaho, Montana. Got some activity in Wyoming, and there's the activity around Washington, Seattle, Washington State there as well, just a little bit southwest of Vancouver. So make sure you subscribe if you haven't already, and we'll catch you back in the next one. And have a wonderful Saturday evening, folks, and enjoy the weather, because the only weather you got.